Imagine this. You are a mother. You look at your baby daughter sleeping in her crib. The room is quiet. No one is watching. And then you cover her face until she stops breathing. You kill your own child. This is the story people have told about Wu Zetian for 1300 years. True or false? The story has been told for 1300 years, but many historians say it never happened. So what really happened? Today, you are not just going to learn English. You are going to learn the story of Wu Zetian, the woman who rose from nothing to rule the world's greatest empire. A woman who destroyed everyone around her to build a throne. And a woman whose legacy still divides historians today. Was she a monster? Or was she one of the greatest rulers in history? Let me tell you her story, and you can decide for yourself. In the year 624, in a city called Lizhou in ancient China, a baby girl was born. Her family named her Wu Zetian. Nobody knew it at the time, but this girl would become the most powerful woman in Chinese history. She would rule an empire of 50 million people. She would be the only female emperor China has ever known. Wu Zetian was born into a family of wealth, but not of noble blood. Her father, Wu Xie, was a timber merchant. That means he sold wood for buildings. In ancient China, merchants were not respected. They were considered low class. Her mother, Lady Yang, came from a royal family that had lost its power. So little Wu Zetian grew up in a strange position. Her family had money, but they did not have status. They were rich, but they were not respected. When she was 10 years old, a fortune teller came to their house. He looked at Wu Zetian and said, "This girl will one day rule the world." Her father laughed. He did not believe it. But Wu Zetian never forgot those words. This is the first lesson of her life. She always wanted more. She was never satisfied with what she had. Wu Xie was a smart man. He had helped the first Tang emperor win the throne. Because of this, the emperor owed him a favor. And Wu Xiyu used this favor to get his daughter into the imperial palace. In the year 637, when Wu Zetian was 13 years old, she entered the imperial palace in Chang'an. She was not a princess. She was not a queen. She was a Karen, a low-ranking concubine. That means she was one of many women who served the emperor. There were hundreds of them. Her job was simple, to please Emperor Taizong. But Emperor Taizong was already an old man. He had many concubines, and Wu Zetian was just a girl from a merchant family. Nobody paid attention to her. For 12 years, she lived in the palace. She was ignored. She was forgotten. She was just another face among hundreds. But here is the truth. Wu Zetian was not passive. She was watching. She was learning. She was reading every book she could find. She studied government. She studied law. She studied history. She studied military strategy. While other concubines spent their time on beauty and gossip, Wu Zetian was preparing for something bigger. She once said, "I would rather be a snake in the grass than a bird in a cage." That means I would rather be dangerous and free than safe and trapped. In the year 649, Emperor Taizong died, and according to tradition, all of his concubines who had no children were sent away. They were sent to Buddhist temples to become nuns. That means they had to shave their heads, wear simple robes, and pray for the rest of their lives. Wu Zetian was 25 years old. She had spent 12 years in the palace, and now she was being sent to a temple to disappear from the world forever. Most women would have accepted this fate. They would have cried. They would have given up. But Wu Zetian was not like most women. Before she left the palace, she made a secret connection. She had met the new emperor's son, Li Ji, who was now Emperor Gaozhong, and she had made sure he remembered her. Let me explain something important. In Chinese culture, it was considered a terrible sin for a son to have a relationship with his father's concubine. It was forbidden. It was disgusting. It was against every moral rule. But Wu Zetian did not care about rules. She cared about power. 3 years passed. Wu Zetian lived in Gani Temple. She shaved her head. She wore simple robes. She prayed every day. But she was not praying to become a better nun. She was praying for the emperor to remember her. And then, in the year 651, her prayers were answered. Emperor Gaozong came to the temple. He had not forgotten her. He still wanted her, and Wu Zetian was ready. She did not beg. She did not cry. She looked at the emperor and said, "I have been waiting for you." The emperor brought her back to the palace. And this is where the real story begins. When Wu Zetian returned to the palace, she was no longer a low-ranking concubine. She was the emperor's favorite. But she had enemies. The current empress, Empress Wang, hated her, and so did another concubine named Xiao Shufei. These two women had been fighting each other for years, but now they had a new enemy, Wu Chao. Empress Wang and Xia Shufei joined forces against her. They spread rumors. They told the emperor lies. They tried to destroy her reputation, but Wu Zhao was smarter than both of them. She did not fight directly. She waited, she watched, and she planned. In the year 654, Wu Zhao gave birth to a baby girl. The emperor was very happy. He loved his new daughter, and Empress Wang, trying to be polite, came to visit the baby. This is where the story becomes dark. According to traditional historians, after Empress Wang left the room, Wu Zhao looked at her own baby daughter. She looked at the innocent child sleeping in the crib. And then, they say, she did the unthinkable. She smothered the baby. That means she covered the baby's face until it could not breathe. She killed her own child. Then she covered the baby with a blanket. She fixed the room to look normal. And she waited. When the emperor came to see his daughter, he found Wu Zhao crying. She told him, the empress came to visit. She was alone with the baby. And now our daughter is dead. The emperor was furious. He believed Wu Zhao. He believed that Empress Wang had killed his daughter out of jealousy. Now, I need to tell you something important. Some historians say this story is not true. They say it was invented by Wu Zhao's enemies 400 years after her death. They say there is no real evidence. But here's what matters. Whether it is true or not, this story changed history because the emperor believed it. In the year 655, Empress Wang was deposed. That means she was removed from power. She was thrown into prison, and Wu Zhao became the new empress of China. As empress, Wu Zhao did not stop. She did not relax. She did not enjoy her victory. She kept fighting. She imprisoned Empress Wang and Xiao Shufei in a cold, dark room. She gave them only enough food to stay alive, and when the emperor showed pity for them, Wu Zhao acted quickly. She ordered that both women be beaten with bamboo sticks, 100 strikes each. Then she ordered their hands and feet to be cut off. Then she ordered them to be thrown into a vat of wine, a large container of alcohol, and left to die. This was not mercy. This was a message. Wu Zhao was telling everyone in the palace, I am not afraid to destroy my enemies. Do not cross me. But here is the truth. Wu Zhao was not just cruel. She was also brilliant. She knew that fear alone could not keep her in power. She needed loyalty. She needed talent. She needed people who would work for her. So she created a new system. She opened the government examinations to everyone, not just nobles, but common people too. She promoted people based on their ability, not their family name. She found talented officials from poor families and gave them important jobs. The most famous example is a man named Di Renjie. He came from a poor family and had no noble connections. Di Renjie was known for speaking truth to power. He once told Wu Zetian directly that one of her decisions was wrong, without fear, without flattery. Most officials would have stayed silent to save their lives. Wu Zetian did not punish him. She promoted him. She later said, a good horse can come from any stable. That means great people can come from anywhere. You do not need to be born rich or noble to be valuable. Di Renjie became her most trusted advisor. He helped her reform the government, reduce corruption, and make the legal system fairer. This was revolutionary. In ancient China, only noble families could become government officials. But Wu Zhao changed that. She gave opportunities to people who had never had them before. And those people were loyal to her because she had given them everything. Wu Zhao also supported Buddhism. She expanded and renovated the Great Wild Goose Pagoda in Chang'an, making it taller and more magnificent than before. She sponsored hundreds of Buddhist monks to translate sacred texts from Sanskrit into Chinese. She even wrote a personal preface for one of the most important Buddhist sutras, a rare honor that no emperor before her had claimed. She believed that Buddhism would unite the empire. She even claimed that she was a reincarnation of the Buddha Maitreya. That means she said she was a future Buddha sent to save humanity. This gave her rule a religious power that no emperor before her had used. In the year 600 CE, Emperor Gaozhong suffered a stroke. A stroke is when blood stops flowing to the brain. It can cause paralysis. That means you cannot move parts of your body. The emperor could no longer rule. He could barely speak. He could barely walk. So Wu Zhao took control. She sat behind a screen during government meetings. Officials would speak to the emperor, but Wu Zhao would whisper the answers in his ear. Soon everyone knew the truth. Wu Zhao was the real ruler. She ruled for 23 years as the power behind the throne. She made all the important decisions. She appointed and removed officials. She commanded the army. She controlled the treasury, but she still was not satisfied. She wanted more. In the year 683, Emperor Gaozhong died. Their son, Li Xian, became emperor. But Li Xian was weak. He was easily controlled. And Wu Zhao did not trust him. She waited for 2 months. Then she removed her own son from the throne. She put another son in his place, Li Dan. But Li Dan was even weaker. He did not want to be emperor. He was afraid of his mother. So Wu Zhao ruled through him. For 7 years, Li Dan was emperor in name only. Wu Zhao was the true ruler, but she still was not satisfied. She wanted the title. She wanted the crown. She wanted to be called emperor. Not empress, not regent, not queen mother. Emperor. In ancient China, this was impossible. A woman could not be emperor. It had never happened before. It has never happened since. But Wu Zhao did not care about tradition. She cared about power. In the year 690, Wu Zhao did something that shocked the world. She removed her own son from the throne. She declared that the Tang dynasty was over, and she started a new dynasty, the Zhou dynasty. She became Emperor Wu Zetian, the only woman in Chinese history to rule as emperor in her own name. She was 66 years old. Let me repeat that. She was 66 years old. Most people at that age are retired. Most people are thinking about rest, not about conquering an empire. But Wu Zhao was not most people. She had waited 50 years for this moment, and she was not going to waste it. She moved the capital from Chang'an to Luoyang. She built a new palace called the Mingtang, a huge hall used for ceremonies to show her divine right to rule. She created a new government. She surrounded herself with loyal officials. She also surrounded herself with brilliant women. The most famous was Shangguan Wan'er, a poet, a scholar, and Wu Zetian's personal secretary. Wan'er drafted imperial edicts, advised on government decisions, and became one of the most powerful women in the empire. Wu Zetian had taken her as a servant when she was a child. She turned her into a queenmaker. However, to protect her throne, she also created a secret police force. She employed spies everywhere. She encouraged people to report anyone who spoke against her. She created a system called the complaint box, a box where anyone could drop a letter accusing someone of treason. The box was used constantly. One day, a letter accused a general of planning a rebellion. Wu Zetian ordered his arrest immediately. The general was executed before any trial. Later, they discovered the letter was false, written by a rival official who wanted his position. Wu Zetian knew this could happen, but she did not stop the system. She said, "Let them accuse each other. The truth will come out in the end. And if a few innocent people die, that is the price of order." This is where her story becomes complicated, because she was both a great ruler and a terrible person. Let me paint a picture of a single morning in her court. She wakes early. She reviews the reports from her officials. She promotes a commoner named Di Renye to a high position because of his honest advice. Then she signs an execution order for a nobleman accused of treason. Her hand writes both decrees. The same mind that opens doors for the poor also slams them shut on her enemies. On the good side, Wu Zetian reformed the government. She made it more efficient. She reduced corruption. She cut taxes. She built new roads and canals. She expanded China's borders by sending armies to conquer new territories. During her reign, China was stable, prosperous, and strong. On the dark side, Wu Zetian was paranoid. That means she was constantly afraid that someone would betray her. And she was probably right to be afraid. She had killed many people to get power. Those people had families. Those families wanted revenge. So she killed them first. She executed anyone she saw as a threat. She killed officials who disagreed with her. She killed generals who were too popular. She killed members of the royal family who might claim the throne. She killed her own relatives. She killed her own children. Let me explain. Her oldest son, Li Heng, died suddenly when he was 23 years old. Some historians believe Wu Zetian poisoned him. Why? Because Li Heng was popular. He was kind. He was intelligent. And he disagreed with his mother's cruelty. Her second son, Li Shan, was accused of treason. He was exiled. That means he was sent far away from the capital. Later, he was forced to kill himself. Some historians believe Wu Zetian ordered his death. Her third son, Li Xian, yes, the same name, became emperor for a short time. But his mother removed him. He spent the rest of his life in fear. Her fourth son, Li Dan, was the weakest. He survived, but only because he never challenged his mother. So let me ask you something. How many mothers kill their own children? How many mothers poison their sons, exile their daughters, and smother their infants? Wu Zetian did all of these things. Or at least, that is what history tells us. In the year 705, Wu Zetian was 81 years old. She was sick. She was weak. She could no longer control the government. Her own officials turned against her. They staged a coup. That means they took power by force. The leader was Zhang Jianji, a minister she had once trusted. They forced Wu Zetian to give up the throne. They restored the Tang dynasty. They put her son, Li Xian, back on the throne. Wu Zetian was sent to a palace in the countryside. She was isolated. She was alone. She had no power. She had no friends. She had nothing. She died a few months later on December 16, 705. She was 81 years old. Her last words were simple. She asked to be remembered not as an emperor, but as a wife. She asked to be buried with her husband, Emperor Gaosong. She wanted to be called Empress on her tomb, not Emperor. Why? Because she knew that history would judge her, and she wanted to control that judgment. Today, if you visit her tomb, you will see a giant stone monument, but it is completely blank. She left no epitaph. That means no words to describe her life. Some say this was her final message. She wanted future generations to decide who she was. She did not want to tell them. She wanted them to figure it out for themselves. So what do you think? Was she a monster? Or was she a great ruler? Before you decide, let me give you 3 lessons from Wu Zetian's life. Lesson 1. Never underestimate someone because of their birth. Wu Zetian herself was a merchant's daughter. She promoted Dai Renji, a man from a poor family, to the highest office. She proved that a good horse can come from any stable. Talent has no class. Lesson 2. Power without mercy destroys the person who holds it. Wu Zetian killed her own children. She killed her closest advisors. In the end, she died alone, with no one to trust. Her paranoia became her prison. Power is fragile. Use it wisely. Lesson 3. History is never black and white. Wu Zetian was a tyrant who slaughtered thousands. She was also a brilliant administrator who lifted millions out of poverty. Both truths exist. The best way to understand history is to hold both sides in your mind at once. So, was she a monster or one of the greatest rulers in history? That question has no easy answer, but it is a question worth asking. If you want more stories like this, true stories of power, courage, and human complexity, all in simple English to help you improve your language skills, then subscribe and join us next time. I'll see you then.